Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Brian. In this video we're going to be talking about something a little bit different. We'll be looking at my Rolex watch. We'll start out with some footage I recorded about 2 years ago and then we'll go to current. Hey guys, so this has been the star of some of my videos. It is a Rolex Seadweller watch. The bezel's missing because it fell off a couple years ago. I do have it. I've had this watch for, I don't know, 35 years, since about 1985-ish. My parents gave me this watch as a reward for getting a B time in swimming. B time is a time standard that was set by the Swimming Association. I don't know all the details, but I started late, so it took me a long time to get there. Obviously, it was used at the time. It may have been hot, I don't know. People were trading in their regular stainless Rolexes at the time. This was in Texas. They were trading them in for the gold ones because the oil boom was going on. Near as I can tell, this is about, from the serial number, I was able to get the back off at one point, and based on the serial number and being a thick watch, apparently the backs later were thinner. It was about a 1976 vintage watch. I'm only doing this because I had a viewer who was pretty excited about it, but I think it's about time to get refurbished. It's been refurbished twice in its life. The first time, so I would wear this about every day and it got water in it. I had not screwed the crown closed. If you're not familiar with these watches, the crown is threaded. And when you set the time or wind it, you need to, there's an O-ring in there. You need to close that to make it waterproof. I neglected to do that, got water in it, was told that, yeah, it's junk, it needs like a new balance or something, it won't wind. So I put it in a drawer, and then a couple years later, I went to Germany while I was in the Air Force, came home, got all my stuff that was left at home, and noticed that it would tick a couple ticks and then it would stop. So I messed around with it and realized you could wind it and it would work. So I started winding it and it worked fine ever since. So the hands were, because of the water intrusion in those days, the hands were rusty, the face was a little screwed up. While I was in college, I took it in and it was like $800. The jeweler sent it to Rolex and they refurbished it. Rolex does what they want to do, they don't let you pick and choose. So it got refurbished about I don't know, apparently right after the warranty ran out. We went to the Outer Banks and went in the ocean and it got water in again and stopped, rusted everything. Took it back to the jeweler and they said, well, the warranty ran out, so $1,000 will fix it. I was a little bit irritated at that point, so it went back in a drawer. And my wife, when we got married, she snuck it away and had it refurbished again and engraved the back with this, with our anniversary date and the phrase, "It's about time," which was, when I told my father I was getting married, that's what he said, because we dated like 5 years. So it's kind of a play on words, but obviously it's taken some beating and abuse over the years, and I'm going to take it in and see what it's going to take to get it back, get the bezel put back on. There's a big chip right there in the glass front, which is, the name's escaping me now. So there's the crystal. There's a big chip in the front crystal. Other than that, it keeps time fairly well. I have to add, it's losing about a minute a day, so I need to add time to it every day. And it's getting pretty worn. But I've worn this thing every day for like the last 20-some years. So anyway, I'm hoping you will see it in its refurbished state here sometime in the future. So this is what we look like today. My mother was kind enough to have this refurbished for me. They either replaced the bezel or repaired the original one. Also kind of splurged a little bit and went with the new band. The old band was, or I guess bracelet, as Rolex calls it, I think it said 585 on it, was pretty much completely worn out. So that whole bracelet is new. Not really sure on these watch videos what to do, because people talk about the dimensions and the size and how they changed over the years and what's different with the models. And I'm not really a watch connoisseur, but anyway, I know this is a Seadweller. Of course, you can't really see it because of the hands, but it's good to 2,000 feet. The Submariner, which is another version of this, is good to 1,000 feet, or somewhere in those vicinity ranges. What makes the Seadweller special that I know of is it has the patented gas escape valve for when divers would come up and decompress or after breathing helium for so long. Some of the earlier watches couldn't decompress that quickly, and I guess the crystal would explode off of them. And also, I believe the Submariners had a magnifying glass on the date, where the Seadwellers didn't, because their earlier manufacturing processes, they couldn't make that seal correctly. Also, one other thing, the Seadweller script, I believe, used to be in red. When I had it refurbished the first time, that was unavailable, so now it's no longer red. I think perhaps some of the newer ones, based on some of the information I watched on some other videos, maybe they're back to red. But anyway, there you have it. This is after a long and extensive refurbishment at Rolex. And I've actually had people in some of my videos ask to buy it, some of the comments. But anyway, I think we're going to hang on to it. I've had this thing since I was like 15 years old, and obviously if you look at my hair, it's been a long time since I've been 15, so we're going to hang on to it. Most of the time now it lives in a winder on my dresser. I do try to wear it occasionally in special events. Try not to get it as beat up as I got it before, and by not having it for so long, I'm usually able to predict the time pretty well. So there you go. Hope this satisfies my viewers' requests. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.